The story of Daniel in the lion's den reveals profound lessons about unwavering faith and divine protection. Captured in Babylon, Daniel remained steadfast in his beliefs despite a decree forbidding prayer. His open defiance led him to the lion's den, where he trusted in God's presence. Miraculously unharmed, Daniel's faith inspired King Darius and the kingdom, showcasing the power of obedience and the impact of faith on others. Have you ever heard the story of Daniel in the lion's den and thought it was just a children's tale? Think again. This story is deeper than we usually hear. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Did you know the story of Daniel in the lion's den has more layers than what's often told? What led him to such danger? What was his secret of faith? Watch to the end and discover the powerful details of his courage and belief. Daniel was still young when taken captive to Babylon. Part of Jerusalem's elite, he was chosen to serve in King Nebuchadnezzar's palace. But he didn't adopt the pagan customs. He stood firm in his faith in God. Daniel lived a life of prayer and stood out for his wisdom and integrity. This drew the attention of many kings, including King Darius. But as he gained influence, he also gained enemies. What do you think they planned against him? Daniel's enemies knew he wouldn't abandon his faith. So they plotted. They convinced King Darius to sign a law forbidding prayer to anyone but the king. Anyone who disobeyed would be thrown into the lion's den. What would you do in that situation? Daniel could have prayed secretly, but he didn't. He prayed with the windows open, just as always. His faith wasn't hidden. He chose to risk his life rather than deny God. It didn't take long for his enemies to find him praying. They ran to report him. King Darius was devastated. He admired Daniel but couldn't undo the decree. Can you imagine how heavy that decision was for the king? Daniel was taken to the lion's den. The tension was intense. Before sealing the den, the king said, "May your God whom you serve continually rescue you." Was there already a spark of faith in the king's heart? The den was sealed. Imagine the darkness and the lions growling. Yet Daniel stayed calm. How? Because he fully trusted in God's presence and power. His peace came from knowing he was never alone. That night, King Darius couldn't sleep. He fasted and waited anxiously for sunrise. At dawn, he rushed to the den and called out, "Daniel, has your God rescued you?" Can you imagine holding your breath, waiting for an answer? To everyone's surprise, Daniel replied calmly, "My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths. They didn't hurt me because I was innocent before him, and I've done no wrong before you, O king." What a testimony of divine protection. Darius was amazed and had Daniel brought out. There wasn't a single scratch on him. The king then made a decree for all to respect Daniel's God, a moment that honored God's power before the whole kingdom. And what about Daniel's enemies? They suffered the punishment they had planned for him. Thrown into the den, this time there was no rescue. A strong reminder that God defends those who remain faithful to him. The story of Daniel teaches us key lessons. Unwavering faith gives us strength during crisis. God honors and protects obedience. Are you trusting God even when life is difficult? Daniel's faith didn't just save him. It inspired a king and a nation to honor God. Our faith can impact others too. How has your faith touched the people around you? If this message moved you, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment below. Which part of Daniel's story touched you most? God bless you, and remember, the next video might speak to your journey. Thank you.